Am I the asshole for posting pictures of my baby shower on social media? Me, 38, and my sister, 32, were pregnant around the same time. Her baby was due a month after mine. Unfortunately, my sister and brother-in-law were in a tragic accident a few months ago, and she lost the baby. My baby shower was last week. It was just at my house with a few friends and relatives. I did tell my sister I was having the baby shower and she's welcome to attend if she wishes, but I completely understand if she can't. She said, "Thanks," and didn't end up coming. Afterwards I posted photos on social media. Only two, one with all my friends and one with me, my husband and 3 yo. I had the caption "Growing our beautiful family." My sister sent me a text about the photos and caption. I replied I'm sorry, but I told her before I was having the baby shower. She said having it is fine but got upset at me flaunting it. Again, I said sorry she feels this way but I do want to share my news too. Mom saw my post, said I should be more understanding of my sister's situation. My husband thinks I'm fine, and it's literally just a photo. Am I the asshole? What you just heard was the original post. What follows is a compilation of comments from the original poster as the post lacks much needed context. Original poster replied to some comments. My brother-in-law died in the accident so she didn't want to see weddings. We also had issues over brother-in-law's funeral which she went off at me for. I'm trying to be patient with her because I get she's hurting, but I can't just put my life on hold. Edit because I can see how you would be confused. I only got married this past November after the accident. The sister's husband also died in this accident, not just the baby. Her sister had her entire family taken away from her. Op conveniently didn't mention this in the post. Also, you might notice the part about issues with brother-in-law's funeral. She replied with this info. I had a dress fitting and had to go to the venue to sort something out after, so we didn't attend the funeral. She was mad at me about that. And I'm not calling myself a saint. I just don't think posting pictures is that big of a deal, but I get she's hurt so I made this post. She didn't attend the funeral because she had a dress fitting and had to sort something out at the venue. She says we, not I, so I assume the fiancé, now husband, didn't attend the funeral either. She didn't feel the need to take even a little bit of time to support her sister and attend the funeral. She then says this. I absolutely get that her grief is a lot, which is why I never pushed her to do anything. She didn't attend my wedding. Didn't attend my baby shower. When I tried to talk to her about my wedding, baby, she never listened, so I never made her. I would have liked her to be with me but she chose not to, which is fine. I just don't think I need to stop posting photos to please her as well. She openly talked to her sister about the wedding and pregnancy knowing she just suffered a horrible tragedy. Obviously the sister paid no attention and Op thinks she's the bigger person because she didn't make her listen. She also says this. I think I'd rather she just unfollow me. I don't want to have to restrict all my posts, double check all the photos I post all to satisfy one person. Someone else commented that Op should restrict her baby posts so the sister can't see them. Op's reply is that she doesn't want to go into the trouble of restricting her photos to satisfy one person. Honestly, it seems to me Op hasn't been supportive of her sister at all. The baby shower posts are just the icing on the cake. Why didn't she unfollow or restrict the sister even after knowing the reaction to her wedding photos? Because she doesn't want to have to restrict all my posts, double check all the photos I post to satisfy one person. She can't do the bare minimum here. What do you think? Are they the asshole? Leave your opinion in the comments. Will I be the asshole if I sued my mom over my stolen college fund? Backstory, my parents got divorced when I was around 11. Around the same time my mom was in a car accident and had won a fairly large settlement on top of my grandpa passing away right in the middle of it. So she was left with a fairly large chunk of money. During their divorce, my mom constantly kept me and my siblings in the loop of everything and made my dad look like the villain in the situation despite my mom cheating being the reason for the separation. And when you're young, you want to believe your parents have your best interests in heart. My dad paid over $300 weekly in child support for my siblings and I, and when I decided at 20 I wanted to move in with my dad, she stopped talking to me for a while since she would fully lose all child support. Part of the divorce agreement was that my dad would not ask for any of the money from the settlement as long as $40,000 of it went into a college fund for me, since at the time my siblings had no interest to pursue college. Everything was arranged, the divorce papers were signed, and my mom gloated about how much money I would have for school. And on top of that my siblings and I had $10,000 each as an inheritance from my grandfather's will for us to use when we turned 18. A few years later she had fully renovated my grandfather's house that we moved into, we had a new car, went on a 7-night Disney cruise followed by a stay at a deluxe Disney hotel. We were fairly happy, and I was a sophomore in high school excited to start looking at colleges, when my mom informed me she spent my entire college fund and inheritance on everything above. I was floored. The first thing I had done was tell my dad, who became so angry he immediately contacted his own lawyer and take my mom back to court to figure out a way to make that money back. At this point, we lived paycheck to paycheck and heavily relied on the child support to afford living. So she was served the court papers and they went in front of a judge, where my mom was given a slap on the wrist since it was determined she didn't make enough money to pay back the $40,000 college fund. Throughout my entire childhood, my mom was emotionally abusive towards me and my siblings. She manipulated us to be at each other's throats constantly and was very narcissistic. She continued to get worse during my childhood and my anxiety and depression was crippling. It took moving to a different state to realize how harmful she was in my childhood and to see clearly how much she messed me up, and I went no contact almost a year ago. My dad is about to retire and made it known to me that according to his divorce agreement my mom gets a good chunk of his pension, which got my gears turning. Would I be able to take my mom to court over the college fund again, but this time to try to use his pension to replenish my funds? Even if that means I'm screwing my mom out of $1,000 plus a month for my dad's work. What do you think? Are they the asshole? Leave your opinion in the comments. Am I the asshole for letting my son avoid a special needs child? Myself, 43M, and my wife, 41F, have lived on our street for years with our two boys, James, 12M, and Sam, 6M. Every Saturday morning Sam and I have a ritual. He calls them our dude walks. We look for spiders, dig in the mud, and stop at our neighborhood park to play. It's sort of a standing meetup for a bunch of parents in the area. Recently a new family moved in the next block over. The mother mentioned that she had two boys too, Kyle, 13M, and Aiden, 7M. I told her about the Sat morning park group in case she wanted to meet some neighbors. When she showed up with Aiden it was clear he has special needs. The mom was friendly, she sat with all the parents while the kids played. Aiden is an enthusiastic player. Loud noises, banging on things, getting up in the other kids' faces. The mom was good about correcting him, and he wasn't aggressive, just excited. The other kids are wary when he flails, but they include him in play still. One sat he was having an especially tough day. I called Sam over for a snack. He said, "I don't want to play with Aiden, can we go home?" So we left. The next day Aiden's mom came to my door. She told me that I should have talked to him about differently abled people instead of just abandoning her son. We agreed to talk to Sam. The next weekend Sam said hi to Aiden, they played together a bit, but when Aiden got loud again, Sam retreated to the highest platform where Aiden was scared to go. When Aiden asked him to be his partner for a game, Sam said no, thank you. I felt that was fine. My wife still felt bad, so she invited them over. Aiden had one meltdown, but other than that it went fine. Afterwards Sam asked please could Aiden not come over again. I asked James what he thought of Kyle. He said that the kid was obnoxious and didn't smell great. The next weekend, Aiden destroyed my son's favorite toy. He snapped the arms and legs off. Sam yelled, "You are a very mean little boy." I did not make him apologize, we just left. Now instead of going out in the morning, we go on Sat afternoon after Aiden has left the park. After a few weeks, some others started joining us. We didn't discuss why. But I suspect that they didn't all shift their weekend routine around solely because they missed my sparkling personality. Aiden's mom eventually got wind of it. I don't know how. She wrote us a long heartfelt letter. She felt I had not done enough to discourage Sam from ostracizing Aiden and that my pull in the neighborhood was influencing others to avoid her son now too. Sam has tried his best. He's verbalized his need for boundaries from Aiden to us 3 times now. James has also been clear that he doesn't like the brother, Kyle. As long as both of my kids treat them with respect, I'm satisfied. I can't control what the other parents choose to do. We'll continue to be friendly and be good neighbors if they need a hand, but not play with them. Am I the asshole? What do you think? Are they the asshole? Leave your opinion in the comments.